Universal trip and maybe how it was different from the one before.
Yeah.
And then the next video we'll be talking about Harry Potter.
And yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Patfoot.
And I'm Chewy.
From GeekyElites.
No.
So, we promised you guys we were going to do a Universal tour or Universal kind of rundown when we went, because he hadn't been and I hadn't been since I was young. Truthfully,
I've been just.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just what?
Since I was young.
Okay. But so we ended up getting a season pass, both of us. The first time we went with my parents. It's kind of ridiculously. We literally just hit all the rides. We don't see anything else. It's not very fun. Or it is fun, but it's a different kind of fun.
Like the first time we went to most of the things there, and it was just kind of a quick, like, try to see everything
as quickly as you can. You don't really sit and enjoy anything.
But this time we chose what stuff we wanted to do and like a few more in depth.
And we brought my brother, and I was worried, yeah, he'd want to go and see everything like my parents, but he's like, no, I want to go see in-depth things, because that's more my brother and my style. So, we're going to for sure talk a little bit about the Harry Potter world, not much. We're going to do a separate video for that. The reason we went the second time was because the new Walking Dead attraction was there, and we're going to talk about all the other little things.
So, we'll talk about the rides and attractions we saw the second time we went, and then we'll go into the ones we went the first time we went that we aren't talking about from the second time. So the first one besides Harry Potter World was we did do a Minion ride, which was a little jerky. Hold on.
We can take that out because that's from our first trip too. We didn't trip. Okay. When do you want me to put this in at the end then?
Like when we start talking about the first trip stuff.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay, then hold on. So what do you want to? Because right now you're sounding, not to be mean, a little awkward. So what do you want to talk about first?
I don't remember what we did this time besides Walking Dead and the studio tour. We did Harry Potter Land, which we didn't really want to talk about. We did Walking Dead. We saw the Water World. Yes.
Studio tour. We didn't do. I'm kind of sad. I feel bad for Joe.
We did the special effects.
Yeah, we saw the special effects, which isn't on here, I don't think. Oh, yes, it is. Okay.
So what did we do after Harry Potter World? Is that when we got the donut? No.
After we went down there, saw if we wanted to wait into the lines, came back up.
No, we did the tour.
Yes. And then went down there because we were close. Came back up. Oh, no, went to special effects, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Went down there, wanted to see if we did any of the lines, came back up. Oh, we did Water World before because that was too slow. So we did Harry Potter tour, special effects, Water World, special effects down there. Then we did Minion because Jacob really wanted to ride Minion and Walking Dead.
So.
By then we were tired. Okay.
So after Harry Potter Land, we went on the studio tour for the second time. And it was actually interesting. On that tour, there was a few things that were slightly different than the first time, which I thought would be the same.
It all depends on your tour guide. They all slightly remember different things.
Yeah, like the video that they show you was different. And then, like, I remember the thing with the Jaws was slightly different. Because I remember the first time we went, like at the water level. Yeah. Whereas this time we were above.
This time, like, Jaws was behind us when he popped up. And I'm like, aww.
It also depends on where they drive, I think.
That's true, yeah.
But it was very interesting, like, going through all the Universal-related stuff. Did you have any other thoughts on that?
I just like seeing the tour again. So we only had 3 people with us instead of the original 4 we brought. And because the seats sit about 5 people, I had this really annoying guy sitting next to me. And during one of the parts, he literally was trying to sit on me. So me being the not so nice person I can be, I pushed him off and told him to sit in his own seat, that was weird. And he got all weird about it and think we left like a huge spot in between us, but I'm just like, dude, don't do that. That's really creepy and weird. But besides that, I like the tour.
And remember the one person with your brother?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the other thing, because we brought my brother the second time, and he hasn't been to Universal since we were young kids, like, young kids. I'm just gonna say that. I think we were like 11, 12, and 13, 14, or 12 and 14. So not really young, but still young. This person, so we were they filled up the tram, and then we were one of the first people in line, and they had us go, for the next one. Oh, they had us go and like, oh, fill in the spots. I'm like, well, we're a group of 3. I'm not going to separate from Chewy and my brother for no reason. And they're like, okay, well, then just pick a spot that's not on this cart, because this is for VIP, and sit wherever you want. I was like, okay, cool. So we get like one of the better carts. We pick like one of the first rows so we could all sit together. And then my brother gets on, and then, okay, the same group that the guy who was next to us was with, his wife or someone in his family, this woman in his group, told my brother to move down and to allow her husband and the guy in her group to sit on the edge. I looked at her and I said, no, we were in the spots, we were waiting. They actually came like the last people to get in line. And in the whole tram line, they were one of the last ones, and they only took those spots because no one else wanted them. And I told her, I was like, no, lady, he was in line here. This is his spot. They can sit at the end.
Exactly.
And she got all offended, but honestly, if you're in line and you're waiting, that's just the rule.
But besides that, the tour was good. And it was,
my brother really enjoyed it.
And it was the typical one. I liked how they like show all the history of like the main movies that they do and whatnot.
I always forget until like go to Universal Studios how many movies Universal actually makes. I always forget.
Universal's made in the hundreds or in the thousands of movies, so a lot.
I always forget.
They're like one of the biggest studios besides W&B.
I know. So one of the other things that all of us wanted to see that we didn't get to see the first time around was the special effects show.
Which the first time when we tried to see that after the studio tour, they were
were already full.
So we went to see Waterworld, which I saw when I was younger, but not the first time.
I had a feeling I did, but again, we didn't see it this last time, so I have no memory of it as a kid.
It was interesting. It was like a little like play type scene from the movie, and it was theatrical, but it was a little childish at times, but...
And here I thought I was being smart and chose like the easiest out seats, because they showed an exit sign near where we were sitting. Come to find out, they blocked one of the exits so only stage people can exit that way, so we had to go all the way around, and we were like running for our lives trying to make it to get in line for the special effects show, which we did make.
But what do you think of Waterworld?
I liked it. It was actually a really cute little show.
It was
cute little show.
It was comedic at times and childish. But it was cool, like, all the effects they did, like the bullets and the flame.
And the flying plane. That was cool.
Yeah. It was pretty, like, theatrical effects, whereas the special effects was, like, stuff people...
It made me want to go swimming again. And become a swim stunt person.
But then we went to the special effects show.
That was actually really cute. You got to see exactly how most special effects are made, which we kind of already know because they're so open about places with it. But
they actually explain how effects are used and what they do compared to just seeing it.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of it was, like, showing, like, effects and how they make it. Another was using, like,
harnesses. Another
like, was
fight
like
scenes
and like how you get really close to their face but you actually don't hit them,
but like they say it does happen
by accident. Yeah. And then like how you use special suits to like show movement in certain scenes, like and CG scenes.
I want to be one of the people who gets lit on fire.
And like being lit on fire, like they use a special
suit and like gel
to like have it fire resistant.
I want to do that so bad.
And then they showed a couple other effects were interesting. And then it was pretty funny, or I'm gonna edit that out. It was pretty interesting because at the end, they showed a routine where they showed like how astronauts could like float using harnesses and stuff, and you think it's a typical
person, because he's not listening very well.
Person from the audience, but then at the end you find out it's one of the crew, and he actually proposes to his girlfriend. The
actual audience guy, not the crew member.
Yeah.
So the audience guy actually was like in the back, and then he comes out and he proposes to a girlfriend. It was cute.
Which is pretty cool, like seeing that at a show.
So here's the one thing too about the second time: we didn't go on as many rides. Mostly because the lines were ridiculous. But also because when me and him went the first time, they're really jerky and stuff. And my brother went on a couple of rides with us, and he was like, "Oh my god, these rides are really jerky." And I was like, "Dude, yeah, no, the rest like that." And we didn't go on Jurassic Park ride because it was actually cold when we went, and we were not gonna get wet. Just not happening.
But that's a con of Universal Studio rides, is they're jerky. Another one is most of them are 3D, and there's very few actually like movement or roller coaster type ones.
You're like in a building, and the seats just move and rumble really well.
But we decided not to go on a lot of the rides we went the first time, which include the Mummy, Transformers, Jurassic Park, Shrek.
Not really a ride.
Simpsons. More like a show. Well, yeah, Simpsons. And that's about it.
My brother and stuff mostly just wanted to like look at stuff and go on very specific rides. He wanted the Harry Potter ones. We spent some time in Harry Potter because he wanted to see it. And we did like Despicable Me again.
Well,
and The Walking Dead.